Ives here, pen of an underdog. This next subchapter, I'm going to make short. It really is about the pandemic, what was happening at work, and then insert the pandemic. We had a huge opportunity in the Northeast to gain market share, to take market share from some of the Northeast artisan bread manufacturers. And one of the people on my team who reported me was an assistant sales manager. Her name was Sophia Armitage, and she was coming from Northern California. And the idea was we were going to present to the client, but at the same time, we were going to put on a luncheon. So we were going to have a cornucopia of bread, artisan bread of all flavors, baguettes, loaves, garlic, seasonal items, bowls, just everything artisan, sourdough, just beautiful breads. And we were going to provide lunch. So our bread on lunch. And we were all flying out to basically Washington, D.C. The other person I invited was Story Bonfield, who was really part of the gossip ring. I invited her because she lived locally. She could just drive there or get there quickly, and then was working on this account previously. So she knew some people. And I did this as a courtesy. Story, Sophia and I were presenting. If you'd like to come along, please join us. Love to have your help. Okay? And so we're out there and we're putting the luncheon together. And I remember coming home and talking to a friend who lived in Cincinnati. The pandemic broke. Like, it was on the news. People are talking about it. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, John? Where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm in Baltimore. I'm like, Baltimore? I'm like, no way. I'm like, I'm flying out of the airport right now. You know, is your flight today? And he said he was driving. He was going to drive from Baltimore to Cincinnati because his company canceled all flights. This is getting serious. This is the part that just the pandemic happened. So tragic, right? I mean, it tore apart the economy. It tore apart the patriotic morale of a high-performing country. People are about to lose everything. Jobs, entrepreneurs, restaurants. Kids were missing out on education and social interaction. And worst of all, they were losing their lives. It was devastating on all levels. And it was devastating for me as well, because like I cared about the country. I cared about the economy. And it wasn't even so much that now I finally had the Chicago office and something bigger was at play here. I mean, this was like the unraveling of peace, the insurrection of fear, loss and death. And it was tough. It was tough. So in addition to everything that was happening, executives leaving, my boss leaving, quality issues, shorting customers, SKU rationalization, price increase, little gossip rings, now insert a pandemic. So just a little snippet there. Believe me, after part 6, this book is going to take off. Part 7 is where it really happens. So there's a couple more stories, a couple more things just to close out part 6. But stay tuned. Part 7 is coming up. And that's where the golden nuggets are. That is the build up to that ending that I feel will inspire you to live your dream, find your purpose, see your vision, and let that be the catalyst to something great. Thanks for joining Ives, the pen of an underdog.